Good evening. My name is Daniel Dilla. I'm the immediate past president of the HCC Faculty Association and Senate. And I'm so pleased to be here this evening. It's my honor to welcome you today on behalf of Houston Community College to the Spring 2022 TxCHSE Commencement Ceremony. We're here tonight to celebrate the graduation of over 60 TxCHSE students. Graduates, you're here today because you were especially determined, diligent, and driven, and because someone, likely your family or your friends, believed in you. HCC is so very proud of you. Today's ceremony is being viewed on the HCC website at hccs.edu/graduation. You can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram and use hashtag HCCGrad2022 to share your graduation photos with us. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please turn your attention to the HCC Honor Guard. At this time, I'd like to introduce Anjali Amaker, AEL student. Thank you, Anjali.
Good evening. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic of which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Congratulations. The pledge to the Texas flag. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to the Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Thank you, Anjali. Ladies and gentlemen, let's now enjoy the singing of our national anthem by Cindy Elwood, first-year HCC student majoring in music business.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there.
Thank you, Cindy. That was beautiful. And now please join me in welcoming our Chancellor, Dr. Cesar Maldonado.
Good evening. Thank you, Mr. Dilla. Graduates, today you receive your TxCHSE Award after having worked diligently. Please be seated. You've worked hard enough to get here. I don't want you to get tired. After having worked diligently to complete the courses necessary and gain the required knowledge, it's not just the piece of paper, it's what you learned. And by earning this recognition today, you are signaling to all of those around you that you're dedicated to success. You've made learning a priority and realize that education is a door to opportunity. Today, as you step out to move toward new pursuits, remember that you will always be a part of the HCC family. With your success, we hope your journey will bring you back to Houston Community College to continue your education. We look forward to you enrolling now for college-level courses. Don't wait. HCC offers hundreds of certificates, programs, and degrees which prepare you for well-paying, rewarding careers. I'm confident you will find a course that fits into your life and your goals. The quality of our programs is a direct result of our dedicated faculty members, some of whom have joined us here virtually and some in person. Will you please join me in thanking the faculty? Faculty, please stand. Now, here to celebrate your graduation with me are the presidents of HCC's colleges. Dr. Mudassir Siddiqui, president of HCC Central College. Dr. Philip Nicotera, president of HCC Coleman College for Health Sciences. Dr. Michael Edwards, interim president, HCC Northeast College. Dr. Zachary Hodges, president of HCC Northwest College. Dr. Francis Villagran Glover, president of HCC Southeast College. Dr. Madeline Barillo Hopkins, president of HCC Southwest College. Dr. Margaret Ford Fisher, president of HCC Online College. I also want to recognize the members of the Executive Council, Dr. Shante Grays, Vice Chancellor for Student Services. Mr. Ashley Smith, General Counsel. Mr. Marshall Hines, Senior Vice Chancellor for Finance and Administration and Chief Financial Officer. Dr. Kurt Ewan, Chief of Staff and Vice Chancellor for Strategy, Planning, and Institutional Effectiveness. Dr. Madeline Barillo Hopkins, Vice Chancellor for Workforce. Dr. Norma Perez, Vice Chancellor for Instructional Services and Chief Academic Officer. Mr. Romel Young, Vice Chancellor for Public Information, Communications, and External Affairs. And Ms. Izzy Anderson, Chief Human Resource Officer. Ms. Farrell Prestige, Chief Information Officer. And the 2020-2021 HCC Faculty Association and Senate President, Mr. Daniel Dilla. Now I have the pleasure of introducing the Chair of the HCC Board of Trustees, Dr. Cynthia Linton-Gary, representing District 7. Dr. Linton-Gary.
Thank you, Chancellor Maldonado. On behalf of the Houston Community College Board of Trustees, please accept my congratulations. Your hard work and dedication has paid off. You are a very special group of students. Please join me. Let's give them a round of applause. The determination you have shown in returning to school to earn your awards signals your strong desire to move forward in life. This achievement made during the trying times of this pandemic is all the more special thanks to the support and encouragement of your family and friends, many of whom are witnessing this event here this evening. At Houston Community College, our highest priority is student success. The board, the college's leaders, faculty members, and staff work very hard toward that goal. We also hope your time at Houston Community College was inspiring, and your friends at Houston Community College are ready to provide additional support along your journey. We would be delighted to see you back on our campus to continue toward an associate's degree. It is now my esteemed pleasure to introduce my colleagues on the Houston Community College Board of Trustees who are here today to commend you and your great accomplishment. As I call your name, please stand. Monica Flores-Reichard, Vice Chair and Trustee for District 1. Eva Laredo, Secretary, Trustee, District 8. Mr. Robert Glacier, Trustee, District 4. District 4, is that correct? 5. District 5. There are other trustees on the board who were not able to be here this evening, but know that they are working diligently on behalf of the college, and they're proud that you guys have made this great accomplishment. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Linton Gary, and thank you, board members. And now I'd like to introduce our 2022 student speaker, Jessica Castillo Puente. Jessica is a loving wife and mother to 2 sons and a beautiful daughter. She received her TxCHSE credential in 2021 and is pursuing a career in business technology, legal office assistant specialization at Houston Community College at the Central Campus. And Jessica, will you please address the audience?
Good evening. It is an honor to stand here today and address my fellow graduates, families, and faculty to our TxCHSE graduation here at Houston Community College. As my favorite movie character, Holly Golightly from Breakfast at Tiffany's said, "Suddenly you're afraid and you don't know what you're afraid of." Do you ever get that feeling? For many years, I was afraid to return to school. I was afraid to be the oldest in class, afraid to be stared at for not knowing the material, and afraid to feel stupid. Then one day, I decided I was not going to be afraid anymore. I decided to sign up for college to obtain my paralegal degree since I worked as a paralegal for the last 15 years. Boy, was I shocked. After 20 plus years, I found out I did not have a high school diploma. I then gathered myself, and after a month, the shock wore off, and I walked into the Houston Community College building to inquire about obtaining my GED. I met the Career for You director and Ms. Galdine. They introduced me to the Career for You program. I then signed up for both programs, and from that day forward, for the last 2.5 years, I have worked on obtaining my CHSE and my certification in business technology, legal office assistant specialization. As of next week, I will have finally achieved my goals that I set for myself that one day back in October of 2019, when I stopped being afraid. And as I walk the stage today, and I will walk my college graduation next week, I am no longer afraid. Throughout this journey, there have been so many barriers thrown at me. From dealing with multiple illnesses, tons of appointments, treatments, work, the pandemic, online classes, contracting COVID-19 twice. 3 semesters where I was in class Monday through Saturday, 4 days out of the week, I had 2 classes a day, plus homework and Play-Doh softment requirements. Those were some rough days. But life will always throw barriers at you. We must learn to overcome them to succeed. You see, sometimes we are our own barriers in reaching our goals, but we must always have faith in ourselves and keep pushing through. We are never too old to dream, set goals, and work to achieve them. Sometimes it might take us a little longer to get there, but it just means it wasn't our time then, but our time is now. Don't let your past, shame, or anything else hold you back. Continue to grow, continue to prosper. There is no limit. To my amazing children, husband, family, and friends, thank you for always encouraging me. To Ms. Galdine and Professor Washburn, I could not have achieved my goals without your help. For that, I am very grateful. Thank you. Congratulations to the class of 2021 and 2022.
Thank you so much for sharing that, Jessica. It was really inspiring. It's with great pleasure that I get to introduce tonight's TxCHSE Commencement speaker, Mr. Marcus D. Wiley. Mr. Wiley is a stand-up comedian and a college professor at Texas Southern University and a co-host of the Yolanda Adams Morning Show. He's also best known for his hilarious impression of Bishop Secular. And my screen went out. Sorry, folks. Bishop Secular is his alter ego on the Yolanda Adams Morning Show. Mr. Wiley, will you take it away?
Good evening. Oh, y'all can do a little better than that. Good evening. First of all, I want to say thank you so much for this opportunity to stand before you, to all the people on the platform, and to all our family and friends and the graduates. I was in 2015. 2015, I was on this 52-city tour in 62 days. It was a big gospel tour that I was hosting. And it was about eight artists on this particular tour. And as we would talk on the tour bus, come to find out that 6 of these artists did not graduate from high school. Out of the 8 artists that were on tour, 6 did not graduate from high school. And so I began, to ask them, what happened. And they had so many different reasons why they did not finish high school. The thing about it, though, they were still feeling a little emptiness, a little void, because these artists, ladies and gentlemen, they had received Grammy Awards, they had received Dove Awards, Stellar Awards, NAACP Awards, Image Awards, all types of awards, but the one thing that they were missing that they wished they had was a high school diploma. And so I just wanted to say, before I even get started, I want to say thank you for completing what you started a couple of years ago. And would you put a hand together for that? Thank you for finishing. Now, for me, I graduated from a little school in Missouri City, Texas called Willow Ridge High School. Willow Ridge High School, I graduated in 1991. In 1991, I was an athletic trainer, and I played basketball. I had scholarships to UT, Texas A&M, Southwest Texas, which is now known as Texas State, Sam Houston University, Stephen F. Austin, and a couple of more. However, in my day, they had this test called the SAT. SAT test, in my day, you had to make a 700 to be eligible for college sports. I took the test the first time and made a 600. My coach said, you probably was a little sleepy. Why don't you take it again? I took the test again and I made a 660. People were saying, man, you get 200 points for just putting your name on the test. You know, trying to make me feel bad about my life. Nevertheless, my coach, I had a good person supporting me, and so he said, why don't you try the ACT? I tried the ACT. Back in my day, you had to make an 18 to be eligible to play college ball. I took the ACT, and I made a 16. My coach, without saying it, kind of looked at me and said, you know, you're not as smart as I thought you were. And so because of that, he still worked with me, and I ended up having to go to this community college in Lufkin, Texas, called Angelina Community College. Angelina Community College is down 59 North. I went there, and I did not want to go to Angelina Community College. I did not want to go there because all the guys that I played ball with were going to these big-time universities. If you would ask them, hey, what school you going to? They would say something like University of Miami. You ask somebody else, where you going? Notre Dame. Then they would get to me, Marcus, where you going? And I would have to say Angelina Community College. And then they'll be like, where? I'll be like, you know, you heard what I said. I don't want to say it twice. But anyway, I ended up having to go somewhere that I did not want to go, but it happened to be the best place for me to go. Because at Angelina Community College, they taught me structure, they taught me organization, and they taught me presentation. They taught me structure, they taught me organization, and then they taught me presentation. So I graduated from Angelina Community College in 1993. In 1993, ladies and gentlemen, those same schools that wanted me in 91 still wanted me. But I had been reading my Bible, and in the Bible, there's a book called Mike Jones. Some of the young folk may be familiar with Mike Jones. There's a verse in the book of Mike Jones that said, back then, didn't want me. Now I'm hot, all on me. And so at that time, also a show on television called A Different World was out, and I wanted to attend an HBCU, and so I then went ahead and received a scholarship at a university right around the corner, Texas Southern University. Now, when I get to Texas Southern University, I'm not gonna lie, not to shame my school because I love my school, but we were so out of compliance. I mean, it was bad, man. It was no online registration back in the day. You had to stand in a long line, and when you would get all the way up there and you'd be like, yes, I would like English 101, they'd be like, oh, that class closed. And you'd be like, whoa, I've been in this line 2 hours. Somebody should have said something, you know. Nevertheless, because at Angelina Community College, a place that I did not want to go, but a place that I needed to go, because I had structure and because I had organization and presentation, I was able to go through Texas Southern University like it was nothing, okay? The education that I received at the community college was the best, absolute best education, was the best education that I needed at that particular time. So I graduate, stay with me, I graduate from Texas Southern in 1996. I used the extra year, you know, just to kick it. I wasn't ready to just graduate yet. I love college. And so when I graduated from Texas Southern with my bachelor's degree, now here's my second degree. Here's my second degree, the guy who, you know, made a 600 on the SAT and a 16 on the ACT. Now I'm on my second degree, and when I graduate, I went from the graduation line to the unemployment line. Both lines are long, just in case you were wondering. Both lines very long, and so I decided I didn't have a job, and so I was like, well, maybe I need to go get another degree. Maybe this is a thing for me to stay in school. So I went ahead, and 2 years later, I received my master's degree from Texas Southern University. But here's what I want to share with you, and I don't want you to miss this. education is like the master key. It opens up everything, okay? My first good job when I graduated from Texas Southern University was at Black Entertainment Television, BET. It was located in Washington, D.C. I got that job because of the people that I met in college. I had a little group. We would do movies on campus. We would always hang out. And we had one little mantra: when one make it, everybody make it. And so one of us made it to BET. He worked his way up from an editor to a producer to the executive producer. And when he became a person of power, he began to throw the rope back for all of us. And so I like to say that education opened that up, because had I not went to school, and I did not meet these great men and women, I would have never had that opportunity to work at BET. I always share with people that what education will do, now everybody won't be filthy rich, but you can be extremely rich. And I don't only mean in money, I mean in relationships. I do stand-up comedy for a living, and my manager graduated from Texas Southern University. My PR lady graduated from Texas Southern University. It's like, once you in this particular system, in the field of education, in the realm of education rather, you meet all these people, and when you meet them, this is just opening up other avenues, other lanes, other streams that you will be connected to for life. So do not take the people that you're sitting next to for granted, because you never know where they're gonna land in life. Yeah. My mom used to always say, she would come home from work and she would have an attitude, and I'd be like, Mom, what's wrong? And she would say, I just trained my boss today. I say, what? She say, I just trained my boss. I say, what you mean? She say, well, because I don't have a degree, the company just hired somebody with a degree, and I know how to do the work, but because I don't have the paper, they have to give the paper to the person with the degree. And I was like, wow. And my mom used to always tell me, make sure you go get the paper so you can get the paper. A degree don't mean that you can do the work, but a degree does validate you. And so though you're getting your diploma today, don't let this be the last stop in your journey, because a degree, it's some kind of way when people realize you have one, all of a sudden now they talk to you different. They look at you differently. And you know, it's like you've been the same the same old person, but because you have it. And so by me being a comedian, you know, I started doing comedy, and people was like, oh, he's silly. And then when they found out he has 3 degrees, then they looked at me different, and I realized, oh, I can charge you more. Yeah, the other guys and young ladies, they're funny, but I'm funny with the paper, with 3 pieces of paper behind my name. And so I just want to share with you, don't let this be the end. Don't let this be the end. And then I end with this. I owe all that I have, you know, outside of my faith. I owe everything I have to education. Man, I just reminisce, when I saw you all walking in, I was thinking about one of the 3 times that I, did this. I was thinking about, like, man, what the educational process brought me, watch this. It brought me friends for life, okay? It brought me connects for life. It brought me memories for life. I still work at Texas Southern University. It brought me employment. Now, they haven't tenured me yet. I don't know why. But it brought me employment. Okay, I can't say for life, but it brought me employment. And then it brought me a fine wife. Yeah, it's no sense of being here if you ain't gonna catch you one. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you gotta get you one of them out of here. And so education, again, is like the master key. It opens up a whole lot of streams, a whole lot of doors, a whole lot of avenues. And as I go to my seat, thank you so much for having me, but I applaud you all today. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Wiley, for the words of inspiration. You have a great presentation.
Thank you.
And I could tell to make that presentation, you had to have organization.
Yes, sir.
So that's a great story.
Appreciate it.
And on behalf of Houston Community College, the students, the Board of Trustees, I want to present you with a gift.
And now I'd like to introduce Dr. Noma Perez, Vice Chancellor for Instructional Services and the Chief Academic Officer, who will recognize the candidates.
Thank you, Daniel. Candidates, all of us at Houston Community College, your instructors, advisors, staff, the administration, and the Board of Trustees are proud of you. Today, we honor you. Now for the moment you've all been waiting for, the presentation of our candidates for graduation.
Jessica Castillo. Angelica Amaka. Shoshana Tompkins. Give me a call. DeMarcus Robertson. Sandy Monroe. Cher Sanchez. Catherine Pertillo. Ronald Agueta. Alicia Salazar. Aurora Jimenez. Irene Gonzalez. Jalen Jenkins. Jose Hernandez. Israel Ferlalo. Amanda Munguia. Brenda Rodriguez. Jessica Isles. Shanika Stevenson. Yasina Uroso. Giselle Yukana. Jesse Villarreal. Emma Hernandez.
Natalie Castillo. Jerry Guerrero. Kiana Dijon Hanlon. Jose Joel Zambrano Martinez. Laura Meza. Saboria Johnson. Lutisha Avery. Orion Asai Sutton. Calvin Giovanni Perez. Charity Smith. Kendra Lizeth Correas. Demarcus Finney. Paula Cardona. Huh? Otatiana Peralt. Trisha Peralt. You want to sit there? Should I sit down?
Angelica Dutch. Isabel Grace Englehart. Melissa Franco. Florence Frimpong. Abel Garcia. Giselle Vasquez. Henry Herminio Menjar Murcia. Jaquetta Jesse. Miroslava Rivera. Saida Zaidi. Olga Yaneli Rodriguez Sanchez. Maria Elizabeth Campos. Jonathan Felipe Nava. Megan Renee Hall.
Oh, thank you. trustees, and Chancellor, I now present the TxCHSE candidates.
Congratulations. The Houston Community College Board of Trustees, administration, faculty, and staff are all proud of you. And with the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Houston Community College, I hereby confer upon you the TxCHSE Award, along with all the rights, honors, and privileges pertaining thereto. We now publicly signify your transition from being a candidate to becoming a graduate by asking you to move your tassel from the right side to the left side. Congratulations to the Houston Community College TxCHSE class of 2022. We'd like now to invite to the microphone Cristina Perez, Director of Development for the HCC Foundation.
Thank you, Dr. Maldonado. It's my pleasure to represent the HCC Foundation. The HCC Foundation Board is passionate about the work we do to help students achieve their academic goals. Tonight, we are presenting 3 $1,000 scholarships for the 2022-2023 academic year. The names of the students receiving the scholarships are Angela Amaker, Angela plans to continue classes this summer in the field of medical support. The second scholarship goes to Jessica Castillo. Jessica's plans are continue education at HCC and pursue her criminal law career. And the third scholarship goes to Prince Will Nwo KK. To my left. He's coming, yes. Prince Will completed his IT course certificate under Career for You and is enrolling in the Computer Systems Networking AAS program. Congratulations to the recipients.
Thank you, Chancellor, Board Chair Linton Gary, and the entire Houston Community College Board of Trustees, and the HCC faculty, staff, and administration for your continued support and dedication on behalf of all HCC students. Congratulations, graduates. I wish you the best of luck. This concludes the 2022 Houston Community College TxCHSE Commencement Ceremony.